Hey, it's your friend Steve. Yeah, sorry. I don't know if I don't know if this is gonna be a full episode, but yeah, the this week has just been weird. We lost like one of my favorite comedians of all time, Norm Macdonald, this week. Really sad, like really depressed about it. Just a funny fucking dude, just super fucking funny. He really was just like one of a kind. I mean, everyone says that, but I recommend you going out and listening to him. Go down a YouTube rabbit hole with him, because I don't. It's hard to explain his comedy because, like, on the surface, you're like, oh, is he funny? And you're like, yeah, well, I mean, he's very dry. And you're like, yeah. The more you like, he's like an onion of comedy. Like, on the top, yeah, it's funny. But the deeper you go into it, you're like, oh, God, this guy is fearless. I mean, some of the funniest, like, if you go and watch him on Bob Saget, like, the dude's telling jokes that you tell at, like, a retirement party, like, really corny jokes, but he's delivering it with such confidence, and everyone around is just like, is this funny? Like, what is he doing? It's very Andy Kaufman-ish, who was another fucking hero of mine. I loved Andy Kaufman's just brilliant. But they're beyond comedians. They're like social scientists. They're just telling jokes, yeah, but really just trying to. Sorry, my cat's trying to get out of the room. She like panics to get in and then wants to get out so bad. Sorry. So anyway, they're like social scientists. They just are funny, but like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Like, you just watch Norm Macdonald and he's like telling such a basic joke, and you're like, this, like, where's the punchline coming? And you're like, is it coming? I don't think it's coming. I think he's just fucking with you. He's just fucking with you. And then all of a sudden he tells the punchline and the punchline's not like super funny, but it's just like the journey was the funny part. Like, if you see him on Conan, he's telling like such basic jokes, but they're hilarious because he goes in such details that you don't need to go into. He just goes on and on and on about just random stuff that you don't even like. What? You're like, no. Okay, I'm in for this journey. And then you get to the punchline and you're just like, you explode with laughter because you're like, it's just a response you have to it. It's just, I don't know, the more you just watch him, he's like an old time, he's like, he was born in the wrong century. He's like a Mark Twain. He's someone that you're just, like your grandfather. You're just watching him and you're like, what are you doing here? But his stand-up, he's such a great stand-up too. I mean, I honestly, like, stop listening to me, because I'm not that funny. Watch Norm Macdonald on, like, David Letterman. Like, his David Letterman sets are so good. Just watch anything Norm Macdonald. That's your homework. I mean, listen to me talk about Norm Macdonald, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, it's just a funny dude. It was really sad to see him go. And then some of the stories, I remember he used to be on, like, Howard Stern, and, like, Artie Lane would tell stories about him gambling. And his book, by the way, get his book. I think it's based on a true story, I think it's called. I'm gonna re-listen to it this week, because you got to get the audiobook, because it's Norm telling the stories, and it's just so funny. But yeah, Artie Lang telling the story of him, like, he won like $10,000 or something on a bet, and it was like in a briefcase, and he just threw it, or maybe he got paid. It was like $10,000, and he got paid or something, and he threw it into the river. And Artie Lang's like, "Why did you do that?" And he's like, "I would have just bet it away anyway." Like, what? Just stories. I mean, just a beautiful human being. And then, he's the more you read about him, he had cancer for 9 years. 9 years, cancer, battling cancer. Most people will be like, "Oh, sorry, I'm battling cancer," and try to get like, I don't know, sympathy is the word, but it's like, hey, I'm a celebrity battling cancer. I've heard nothing about him battling cancer. Oh, you just see him doing his talk show on Netflix. He's doing all this stuff. You're like, oh, okay, like okay, and then he dies, and you go, what did he die from? And then they're like, oh, he had cancer for 9 years. What? And he didn't tell anybody, even tell his family. Like, what? He was such a weird, beautiful human being. If he was a human being, who knows? He could have been an alien. I mean, that wouldn't have shocked me if someone was like, Norm Macdonald's an alien. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But, R.I.P. Norm Macdonald. I mean, it hit me hard. And then dealing with back issues. So I ran into a friend of mine. This dude I know, he's a little older dude. But he's a fun dude. So I ran into him at the bar, and I had a couple rumble shots. People send me to Rumbletown. I don't know. People just like to get me fucked up. And I guess the way I am, I'm like, okay, whatever. So anyway, I don't know if you've ever hung out with me, but I'm a bit of a hugger. And I usually like give people bear hugs because I'm like 6'8", 300 and something pounds. Aroundish. So I'm a big hugger. So this dude, I'm not even paying attention, like runs up, jumps in my arms, and I'm not paying attention, so we fall to the ground. I put my arm behind his head so he doesn't smash it against the bar. So my arm's fucked up too. I fucked up my arm. Explicit, sorry YouTube. So I fucked up my arm, saving his, for him from dying. And then I think that fucked up my back because I pulled a couple muscles on my back, and it's been killing me all week. I'm just old, dude. Or dudettes, I don't know. Whoever's listening to this, I'm just old. It's fine. I'll live. But yeah, but bedridden for like the last 2 days. I usually record on Fridays. I'm recording on a beautiful Sunday morning. Not Sunday morning. What am I thinking? I'm on pain pills. Don't mind me. Not pain pills, but like a little muscle relaxer. So if I start slurring my words. Oh, by the way, sorry about last week. So let me explain last week. So we were talking about 9/11 last week. So I said, one of my friends was listening to the episode and he goes, you contradicted yourself. First off, I was hungover. Second off, what I meant to say was when it happened, I didn't think I knew anybody who was in 9/11. And then I found out recently I did know people who were in 9/11. I just didn't know it. I hope that clears up or makes it more confusing. I don't know. I'm on pills. Don't do pills, kids. Unless you're in pain, which I am. It's just old. It's just like that Leonard Cohen song, I ache in the places I used to play. Is that the lyric? I don't know. Leonard Cohen, he was a good dude too. But he's a weird dude because his music's awesome, but he really didn't sing. He just talked a little faster than normal. But his music's still good. I mean, Hallelujah is one of my favorite songs of all time. But it's never his version of Hallelujah. It's always other people. It's like Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan wrote some great songs. But it's always other people covering his songs because Bob Dylan's voice is hot garbage. I happen to like Bob Dylan's voice. It's unique. But yeah, a lot of people are like, that's hot garbage. And I get it. I mean, it's not, it's not the best voice. It's like Bob Dylan sold his soul to the devil. He's like, I want to be a rock star. And he's like, okay. And then the devil always has that hidden thing, ha 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 ha. You'll be a rock star, all right. Hey, what did you say? Oh no, nothing. You're a rock star. And then, you're a rock star with a bad voice. But beautiful. I mean, he's a poet. I mean, he's not even a musician. He's a poet. I mean, you listen to some of his music, it's beautiful. And it's also tragic, but it's a weird thing. How's everyone doing this week, by the way? I'm already established I'm very sad about Norm Macdonald and my back physical ailments. I'm just having a bad time with all my body's just falling apart, but that's fine. I'm doing alright mentally, but yeah, I guess minus the Norm thing. But then, it's hard to be super upset about celebrities dying because I would have loved to meet Norm Macdonald. I mean, he's he's one of the people, if I had 5 people to the whole, like, hey, if you had 5 people to, have dinner with, which I always was like, cool for like normal people, but like celebrities are just like, why do I have to have dinner with random people? But um, I don't know if you know. I usually, if people go, I go, yeah. I never know what the fuck they're talking about. I'm like, yeah, sure. I don't want you to explain it more. It's in a more awkward situation. Anyways, so I hope everyone else's mental health is going all right. Yeah, but I mean, I think I've only been really hurt 3 or 4 times by celebrity deaths. I think it's Robin Williams, Chris Farley, and Norm Macdonald. I think that's it. They were just like really like, I mean, it was sad that Kobe died, but I was like, I'm never really a basketball fan. And then, I mean, I feel bad for his daughter. I mean, that's sad. His daughter died. Anybody who dies young, I feel bad for. But if it's like, you lived a good life, it's like, I don't know, I hate to say it, but Clint Eastwood, is everyone, like, how old is Clint Eastwood? Why is he still making movies? He looks like he passed away 4 years ago. I hate to say it. He's just very, very old looking, Crypt Keeper-ish. Not to judge people on their looks. Sorry about that. So anyway, I hope everyone's doing okay. What's going on? Sorry. Getting a text message. I shouldn't check my text when people are... I'm talking to you guys. But, this is like hanging out with me. I'm very distracted. I have ADD. I've never been diagnosed. But, my parents were poor. They didn't want to send me to be diagnosed. Yeah, I'm a mess. I'm really a mess. I told my friend yesterday, maybe it was yesterday or the day before, she like texted me, and we were talking about something else, and I was like, oh yeah. And then in the spirit of Norm, I lied, and I started making up stories, which I tend to do a lot, just to entertain myself, because she's always like posting pictures of babies and stuff. I'm like, why don't you just have a baby? Just have a baby. Like, you have baby fever, it's fine. You're a woman of a certain age. Like, it's time for you to have a baby. Go for it. You're married. So go ahead, have a baby. Oh, I don't want a baby, blah, blah. Why don't you have a baby and I'll take care of it? And of course, my brain's like, oh, you know what? Let me make up a story. And I sent her a whole paragraph about how I lost it in a bike accident when I was 7 years old. I only have one testicle. She's like, really? And of course, I kept going on and on about it. I was on pain pills too, so it's like I was entertaining myself. I choose to entertain myself most of the time. And then people are entertained by my entertaining myself. That's a bonus. But most of the time, I'm just trying to make myself laugh. Is that a bad person? Am I a bad person? Because I'm focusing on myself? But I like making other people laugh. Like, if people enjoy this, I'm like, excellent. I don't know how you enjoy this. It's very me-ish, this thing. It's like your friend Steve. But it's like also just me. It's all about me. I'm like the main character of the story, and everyone else is just side characters. Like, it's like Steve the sitcom, but everyone has their place. Is that bad? Am I a narcissist? I might be a narcissist a little bit. I think we're all a little bit narcissistic, if that's the way you say it. I don't know. I wonder sometimes, but what else is going on with my life? Love life's going awful. Yeah, just weird. I don't know what it is. I just don't have the energy to put it into, I've just gotten to the age where it's like, is it worth it? I don't know. Do I need sex anymore? I'm getting to the age where I'm like, do I want sex anymore? Do I want kids? I'm like, I do want kids, but I'm like, I have no effort. I don't give any effort into women anymore. And I don't know if that's a bad thing, good thing. I used to be like super like, get into it. I'm like, I put all the effort into it. Now I'm just like, hey, you want to hang out? Get some tacos. I'll tell you you're pretty. Okay, no? Okay, fine. And that's about the effort I give. And I don't know. I feel like I have a high sex drive, but I just don't have a high effort drive, if that makes sense. Like, if sex is, like, if sex is put in front of me, I'm like, okay, I could do this. That's fine. But the effort, I don't have the effort anymore. I don't know. Is that bad? I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? I've turned down sex before, which is a thing I never thought I would do, but I did it. I've done it multiple times. I think it goes sleep, food, sex for me. But I don't know. I just don't. I don't know. It's like a high sex drive, but a low energy. I just want to have a good time. I just want to be alive. I don't know if that's the word I want to use. I just want to be present. Thinking about energy a lot lately. I'm slowly becoming hippie. I think we've had this discussion before. I think it's just what it is. I said by the way, so have a drink. Or don't have a drink if you're being sober. I think I'm going to do Sober October. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I just want to be sober for the month of October, except for Halloween. But the Halloween's the 31st, so I'm safe on that. I don't know. I just don't feel like drinking anymore. Or being, I don't know. Drinking is just not fun anymore. I don't know. The hangover is bad. The next day doing nothing and just eating. I need to get back into being healthy. That's what the issue is. I think that's my whole body breaking down. I was doing great. Like, I was walking every day. I was walking 3-4 miles a day, and I was working out a little bit. I was on my VR, boxing and stuff. And I think that's what my body's telling me. It's dude, you're almost 40. You need to go ahead and get back into exercising. And I'm like, body, I get it. I'm a hot mess. We're a hot mess together. It's weird how your body starts to fail you. When you're a kid, you never really think oh, one day my knee's gonna hurt when I wake up, or my back's gonna I'm gonna pull a muscle in my back. It's just weird. I never thought about that. I used to do me and my friends used to play tag football. Well, actually, it was tackle football on concrete. And I mean, we'd push each other into cars and stuff. And I'd wake up the next day, oh, let's do it again. Never thinking, oh well, that's gonna hurt. I don't know. You never think, you think your body's gonna fail you when you're 60, 65, older. No. Once you hit 30, your body's dude, we're done, dude. When you used to get up, party all night, get up and go to work and all that. Nah, we can't do that anymore. You're a hot mess. And you're no, I'm still young. And you're no, can't do it, bro. And then you realize how old you are if you hang out with younger people. People in their early 20s. You're oh, I'm an old man. I get it now. But then again, girls are weird. Well, women are weird. Don't say girls. Girls are. That's a hot topic. I don't know if hot topic is the word, but anyway. Women are weird. Women have daddy issues. So now, I'm on Tinder or dating apps, and then I'll match with a girl 22, 23, and I'm oh, okay, what are we gonna talk about? You don't know any of my sorry, had a stroke there. Pop culture references, and I don't know any of your pop culture references. I mean, the last person I know is Justin Bieber, and he's almost 30 himself. I don't know. Who's hot? Who's not? I don't know. I just don't know anymore. But they have daddy issues, and they're oh, you're not old. You're like a daddy. I'm okay. That makes me feel weird. Don't call me daddy, by the way. I find that weird. I mean, it's kind of sexy. I guess a little bit. I had a Spanish girl I used to mess around with call me Poppy. That's you just use Spanish. I don't even need to know. I mean, if my Spanish teacher told me, learn Spanish because when you're in your 30s and you're hooking up with, a Spanish chick and she starts using Spanish, you might want to know what she's talking about. Nah. Then I would have been yes, of course. I definitely want to know that. But now, it's as long as it sounds sexy, I don't even care. She could just be going down her grocery list, and I'm oh, right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, pick up them tortillas. Is that racist? Okay. Cancel me. Don't cancel me. Don't cancel me. I'm not canceled. I've been getting into gambling lately. In honor of Norm Macdonald. Not really. It just started happening. Yeah, I don't know. It's a gambling's a weird thing. I think I might have a gambling problem. I mean, I think my father gave me alcoholism and gambling addiction in my Rolodex, and my mom gave me anxiety and diabetes. So both parents gave me very bad traits. Not that I have diabetes, but I might have diabetes relatively soon, I guess, if I don't eat better. But they say that comes from your mother's side. So, my dad, my parents gave me very bad traits. The anxiety part is really, yeah, it's getting to me, anxiety. But, if you're keeping track at home, that's the third time I said, that's the fourth time. So anyway, Norm Macdonald, gambler, now I can't stop saying, it's a real bad thing. So anyway, I'm trying to get better at this. I'm trying to be semi-professional, but this is just me hanging out. We're just hanging out. I hope you're having a little drink. Hope this is funny to you. If not, sorry. So anyway, this girl I've been talking to, trying to get with. She's cute. Anyway, she's a stripper. Nothing wrong with that. I'm sorry. She's a dancer. A dancer for money. Do what you want her to do. Tina Turner, R.I.P. Is she alive? I don't know. If she's not, R.I.P. If she is, still R.I.P. I hope she's resting peacefully. But anyway, so she's a stripper. And we talk, and we've only hung out maybe once. But anyway, so we talk, and so she hits me up, and we're talking, and I forgot. I think I sent her. I'm a creep. I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm a little creepy. I get it. I'm a very overly sexual person, and I find sex funny, and I find sexual memes funny. Maybe a little bit of a perv. I get it. But anyway, so I send her this meme. I forgot what it was, something about blowjob. But anyway, not give me a blowjob, but it was like blowjob humor. I can't remember what it was exactly. But it was funny. I thought it was funny. So anyway, she goes, "Oh, I don't like doing that." And I go, "Oh, alright, I get it." And she's like, "I'd rather you stick it in my butt." And I was like, okay, interesting. That's an interesting, would you rather? Would you rather blow a dude or put it in your butt? For me, neither. But anyway, for her, loves it in the butt. I get it. I don't get it, actually. Does not like giving blowjobs. Which is usually like a deal breaker for me, because who doesn't like oral sex? I mean, I think that'd be a deal breaker for a woman too, if a guy didn't want to go down on you. But to each their own. So I met girls that don't like that. Like don't like oral sex on them. I think it's a body thing for them, maybe. I don't know. I don't like to put any words in women's mouths. People get in trouble for that. But yeah, I was like, oh, that's interesting. She's like, oh yeah, you could totally put it in my butt. I was like, again, I want to, though. That's where poop goes. I'm not into butt stuff. I just can't get into it. I remember this started off as a tribute to Norm Macdonald, and it often goes into butt stuff. But R.I.P. Norm. What else is going on with my life? Nothing really. Just dealing with this back issue and these pain pills. Addiction also runs high in my family. So I'm going to try to monitor that. I think I'm going to call this an episode. I don't know what this is, and I'm glad you keep listening. So we're going to have a drink this week to Norm. R.I.P. Norm Macdonald. Thank you for all the laughs and the continued laughs. We're still going to... Oh, by the way, Norm Macdonald, legend. He got fired from SNL. I meant to say this. I've been thinking about what I'm going to say about Norm. Norm Macdonald got fired from SNL. They say he wasn't funny, which is a lie. He got fired because his boss was best friends with OJ. And what did Norm Macdonald do? He told nothing but OJ jokes, like nonstop. look up a video. It's why Norm Macdonald got fired from SNL on YouTube. It's like 35 minutes of nothing but brutal OJ jokes. And like the guy was like, yo, stop telling OJ jokes. And what did he do? He kept telling OJ jokes. The dude was fearless. The dude did not give one single fuck. And that's what you should do in life. Morals. Live on your morals. Live on your, live like Norm. Have fun. Make life enjoyable. Give more than you take. But always, don't let people tell you what's funny. Be funny. Love, laugh. Whatever that stupid phrase is. But anyway, Norm Macdonald. Genius. Genius. So let's have a drink to Norm this week. R.I.P. Norm. I hope you go to wherever you go. And I hope I know for a fact your legend will live on forever. Because you did nothing but great comedy. And I hope to be like 25% as funny as Norm Macdonald. It probably won't happen, but everyone, your homework assignment for this week, watch 2 Norm Macdonald videos and tell me that he's not one of the funniest dudes that ever lived. R.I.P. Norm. Miss you every day. So that's it for this week. I hope you make sure to check up on your friends. Make sure everyone's doing good mentally, physically. I hope everyone's doing all right. I'll get better. Thanks for everyone that loves me. I love you too. And be happy. Just be happy this week. And try to smile. And that's it. Love you. Love you always. See you next week. Bye. Oh, sorry. As always, fuck Hitler. Bye.